point of these shows is to help you to improve your immune system function on an individual level, which will automatically protect your health now and every day that you're alive. That's what this show is all about. You'll tend to see that this show does report on things to be concerned about, not worried, not afraid, and we also tend to like to spin things in a more positive way because God knows we need that now more than ever. By the way, if you're new to this show, please do me a big favor right now, or any chance you get, type new in the comment section below so we can give you a big, warm, right off the bat welcome to our Natural Health 365 community. If you're new and you're interested in natural health solutions, remedies, ideas for living a better, healthier, happier, more positive life, I promise you, you're in the right place. Thank you very much for being with us. Okay, so like I said during the pre-show, this will probably be very shocking to most every person out there, especially those who are uninformed about what's going on at the United States Food and Drug Administration in particular. You know, and we're going to have an article about this that's going to come out tomorrow on naturalhealth365.com. So you can go check it out, all about what's going on with this that we're going to talk about today, about the FDA. But I just want to take a step back and explain to you that the reason why I do shows like this is because a lot of people walk around, and I know you know those people. They're frustrated. They're confused. They're not connecting the dots, and I say it with all due respect. They can't figure out why things are so bad, and more so, why aren't these seemingly very good organizations, these government health agencies, why aren't they doing more, especially as it comes to public health and helping people? I think it's the same thing you can see with people being quite amazed, surprised, and can't quite figure out, for the most part, why the pharmaceutical industry would be sued at the tune of millions and literally billions of dollars. How could they do the things that they do? False advertising, misleading, deceptive marketing practices. How could government health agencies not do more for us like we're going to discuss today? You're going to see a big failing with the FDA. Why is it that medical doctors don't seem to be interested in anything other than pushing drugs? So the list goes on and on. Why do food companies produce the kind of food that is literally sickening? Like people without medical degrees, no nutritional understanding at all, can really understand that a lot of junk food out there is making a lot of people sick. How could this go on and on? I think for the most part, people are very frustrated, and I'll tell you why. And I know I'm oversimplifying it. But before we get started with the show, I just wanted to make it really clear that I think for the most part, most people, if they were in charge, would probably do a whole lot better job. What I mean by that is they're more trusting. People in general are kind, good people. Yes, of course, we have the crazy people out there. People you could say that, God forbid, but walk around as if completely disconnected from God. No spirit, no soul, no compassion, no kindness in them at all. I get it. There are people that walk around like that. But for the most part, most people are very, very kind, good people. And they find it really hard to believe that there would be anyone else on this planet so diametrically opposed to those ideas of just being good, being helpful. I just saw some crazy video. I don't know why I just thought of it. There's some crazy video that just came out about how a firefighter was like way up high in a building saving someone from a burning building. I mean, risking their life for a total stranger. I think there are a lot of people who are just like that by nature. So this show today might be hard to digest, but the reason why I do it is because we do need to be aware of it. Not to get depressed, not to become more fearful, just to be aware, right? Do you shake in your boots for all of you who drive right now? Do you shake in your boots every day? God forbid something dangerous might happen on the road. You've been well trained. You have lots of experience. You're aware of the dangers. That's why you take precautions. That's why you use a steering wheel. That's why you use the gas pedal and the brake, right? That's why we put our seatbelt on and we lock our doors, right? We do things aware of dangers, but we take reasonable precautions and we never forget doing it, right? That's the smart person out there. I think it's the same thing when I tell a story like this. You should be aware of what agencies are like so that you're never fooled again. I'm often reminded of a very popular song by The Who, for those of you who are old enough. I love their music. And it was Won't Be Fooled Again. So I do this kind of a show today so that you won't be fooled again. And it's important. So here we go. So here's how the story starts. On November 14th, 2019, the Scientific Advisory Committee of the United States Food and Drug Administration, they had a hearing, so a little less than a year ago, November 14th, right, of last year. And it was all about reevaluating the safety of mercury fillings. Now, the question would be, they did? Why? Why would they do this in 2019? Mercury-based silver fillings, you know, those dark fillings that hopefully you don't have in your mouth. We're going to talk about that a little bit more soon enough. But they've been around a long time. Why would they have this meeting? Well, we have to go back 2 years to the Consumers for Dental Choice. This is an organization run by Charlie Brown that got 50 nonprofits to sign a thing called the Chicago Declaration to End Mercury Use in the Dental Industry 2 years ago, in 2017. Consumers for Dental Choice, all they're about is they want to see mercury removed from dentistry. That's their message. Just stop using it, period. End of story. Simple message. Mercury is dangerous, right? And they want it out of the dental industry. So the FDA action was demanded by this group. They wanted the FDA to do something. They also then filed a petition of action signed by 49,000 people. You may have been one of those people that signed the petition. And the bottom line is, the reason why I share this with you is, it is a prime example of how public pressure really creates change. It works. The FDA was, and the way I characterize it, because if they didn't do any of this stuff, that November meeting would have never happened. So it worked. The FDA finally scheduled the meeting for November 14th, 2019. And so at this meeting, this organization had 16 experts testify in front of this FDA Scientific Advisory Board, one after the other, right? They would be talking about how dental amalgams, the mercury-based silver fillings, they gotta go. It's neurotoxic. It's dangerous. It's harming children. It's uninformed consent. It's wrong physically, mentally, emotionally, scientifically, ethically, on all levels. It is wrong to put this stuff in the mouths of people. Very simple. The FDA advisory board members, here's how they responded after all of these people came up, one by one, given their time to say their piece about how this mercury's got to go from dental practice, right? The dental industry. Dr. Melissa McDermott, okay, she was one of these board members as well as these others. I'm going to give you some quotes. Her quote was, "I think the evidence is there." Basically meaning the evidence that it's no good, we should get rid of it. Wow, good start, right? Dr. Jason Connor, another board member, said, if a product, check this quote out, if a product came on the market today that said it's 50% made from materials that's highly toxic and we're only going to use it predominantly in disadvantaged populations, we wouldn't be having this meeting. The FDA would not approve it without a meeting. I thought that was a pretty strong quote. Pretty cool, right? I would say these experts have pushed these advisors to the brink of finally waking up and literally admitting they agree with the public that already knows that this stuff is dangerous for people to have in their mouth. Okay, let's keep going. Dr. Michael Weissman, another board member, his quote said, "My feeling is that mercury-containing amalgams should probably be on its way out," end quote. And attorney Wyatt Lisson, which is basically another board member, this lawyer, he says, quote, "I think everyone would agree that mercury in the body isn't a good thing. I see no reason why it shouldn't be phased out as quickly as possible," end quote. And so now it's time for the FDA to take action, right? You got the FDA's own scientific advisory board to the FDA saying this toxic poison has to stop and get out of the population. Stop using this and doing this to people every single day. It's got to stop. Finally. So let's talk first, though, to give you a little background about mercury fillings. These mercury-based silver fillings, I love when they call them silver, like it's precious metals, and somehow you're walking out of the dental office, I don't know, more financially rich because you're walking around with silver fillings. They've been used for over about 150 years. Why? The main reason they'll tell you publicly is because it's cheap and they last a long time. Great. Hundreds of millions have been put inside the mouths of people all around the world. The only thing you can't lose sight of is that 50% of that filling is made of a heavy metal mercury, which is neurotoxic. This neurotoxic substance, when you're chewing, right, grinding teeth at night, whatever it might be, you're inhaling, and these mercury vapors are getting absorbed into your lungs. Does this ring a bell when we keep hearing about lung disorders, COVID? If you have lung problems, you're at a higher risk. This one thing alone puts people's health in such jeopardy. Why can't we just stop it? They even say, they admit, high levels, right, high levels, can hurt the brain and kidneys. Think about all the people with kidney failure, with dementia issues, memory loss, poor brain function, right? And we're just labeling them dementia. But maybe they've got Lyme disease. Maybe they're toxic with heavy metals from the mercury in their mouth. So many things that people are never told. and they're just labeled with a disease. It's a tragedy. Now get ready for the shocker, because I know my titles are trying to get your attention, so I'm not going to let you down with the shocker. Get this, if you go, not now, but when you're done, if you want to check me out, double check what I'm saying, I encourage you to do it, because I looked at it today. The FDA website says, I quote, based on this evidence that they're referring to about mercury being studied, the FDA considers dental amalgam fillings safe for adults and children ages 6 and above. The weight of credible scientific evidence reviewed by the FDA does not establish an association between dental amalgam use and adverse health effects in the general population. Clinical studies in adults and children ages 6 and above have found no link between dental amalgam fillings and health problems. I love when I do that. Did you hear what I just said? That was a quote from the FDA. Direct opposite of what the Scientific Advisory Board to the FDA came to the conclusion and admitted publicly November of 2019. You can't get more opposite than what I'm talking about. In terms of bioaccumulation, which is literally on their website about mercury-based silver fillings, the FDA already admits mercury from dental amalgams and other sources, like mercury you can find in fish, right, is bioaccumulative. Studies of healthy subjects with amalgam fillings have shown that mercury from exposure to mercury vapors bioaccumulates in certain tissues of the body, including kidneys and brain, end quote. And here's the kicker. This is the part as if that wasn't shocking enough. The FDA website on mercury, the page on mercury-based silver fillings, when you go find this page, guess when the page was last updated? December 5th, 2017. Maybe after this show, by the time you get there, they might consider updating that page a little bit more current. Like maybe date it today, September 2020. Because based on a committee meeting almost a year ago, the advisory board already flat out admits this stuff is dangerous and should be removed. Yet the FDA's own webpage on this subject hasn't been touched since 2017. And this is an organization that people place their trust in. Look, folks, you're free to do anything you want, right? But these are my personal action steps. And I want to preface them by saying, I'm not here to convince you of anything. You are your own person. But I would venture to say that the next time you just blindly trust the United States Food and Drug Administration, you just might want to reconsider. And it's the same thing, folks. I could do separate shows picking out one example after the other, not just one, for the Centers for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, the Environmental Protection Agency. In truth, guys and gals out there, I've already done shows showing you already the incredible nuttiness. I'm being G-rated here for this show today in case kids are watching. The absolute insanity of it all about how these agencies operate directly opposite to what they claim their mission statements are. Usually every one of these organizations, these three-letter organizations, EPA, FDA, CDC, on and on, they all sound on the surface like they truly care about the public. And their whole existence is about protecting public health. Yet it's so the opposite when you look at the level of conflict of interest, corruption, laziness, unprofessionalism, unscientific behavior, callousness. I mean, it goes on and on. They are totally inept. These organizations do not do what they claim to be all about. And so I say this to you that hopefully it sparks your interest a little bit more to look into these things a little bit more. And like I said all the way at the beginning, I think it's a very healthy thing to be a little skeptical each and every day over the things that come across your radar. Stay positive, be optimistic, be a source of white light in this world. You know what I mean. But be a little skeptical as well when things are thrown at you, especially from organizations like this. My action steps as I close out are very simple. And again, it's just my personal take on all this. You take it for what it's worth. Stop waiting for the federal government to help you. Look at how long it's taking the FDA to turn this boat around. 150 years they're putting mercury in. You know, Mad Hatter's disease. Remember that? The hat makers that played with mercury and then they literally were going insane. Mad Hatter's disease. Mercury. People playing with mercury and getting sick. The dental industry, for all you dentists out there, I love you all. You do great work. But the suicide rate, the depression, the stress and the anxiety that the dental community, the dental professionals endure is enormous, especially those that aren't protecting themselves and literally breathing in this mercury vapors all day long in their dental office. It is such an unhealthy place to live, to work. And the mercury vapors are harming your health. They're affecting your brain. They're affecting your emotions. Okay? The government is not coming in to help. If they are, I wouldn't wait because it could be 4 lifetimes from now. 150 years already is many, many generations. It's time for us to stop and take self-responsibility for our own health. And that's what you hear from me all the time. It is up to each and every one of us to really do more for ourselves, our family, and our friends. It isn't up to you for me to be happy. It's up to me, right? To be happy and to then be a service to others. That's what I think. So if you have mercury-based silver fillings, those dark spots when you open up your mouth, shine a light in there and check it out in the mirror. I say that because I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to who go, I don't know. Like they don't even know if they have them or not because they were put in when they were little. They don't remember, and they've lost touch. And the mercury vapors are being breathed in every day. They're poisoning themselves every day, and they have no idea that it's hurting them slowly but surely. So open up the mouth and check it out. If you do have them, get a well-trained biological dentist. I've often talked about the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology. Okay, so that's IAOMT.com. International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology. It's a group of a lot of dentists, biological dentists who understand conventional dentistry, but the impact of dental procedures and dental materials on your personal health. You want a dentist like that in your corner to talk to and to work through these issues, especially when it comes to removing and replacing these mercury-based silver fillings. And you can. There's great biocompatible material. Yes, plastics, if you will, but way less toxic than having mercury leak out into your digestive system, into your bloodstream, into your lymphatics, contaminating every organ in your body. These biocompatible composite fillings are way better to have inside. And that's what I have. I got rid of 14 of these mercury-based fillings years ago. And I will never forget how good it felt on that last visit. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 quadrants, uppers and lowers, all of it was taken care of in 4 separate visits. And that last visit was like, a weight off my chest. So happy to get rid of that toxic insult bombarding my body every day. What, for the rest of my life until I don't know, laying in my bed drooling later on and having my family have to take care of me later on? No. Talk about preventative medicine. I wanted to do it now when I'm kind of together, somewhat together, to hopefully avoid really bad problems down the line. So anyway, that's why I did it. Had a great dentist do that. Again, IAOMT.com. It's an organization. You can go find someone that might be close to you. You may have to travel a little bit. So what? You just get it done, and it's worth it. And of course, before you even spend a penny, get on the telephone, call the offices, check them out by phone, and see how it feels to talk to them. Oh, I don't have any time to talk to you. You're asking too many questions. I don't think you're going to go to that place and spend your time. It's a great way to screen to see if these people are worth your time or not. Check out if these doctors are worth it. Some of them even give free consultations. So once you ask some questions on the phone, you feel a good vibe, you'll go in, you can meet with them and discuss your situation. But be careful on removal and replacement. That's what I urge you now. Generally speaking, if you're not in some catastrophic rush, because stage 4 cancer, these kind of things, it's much more complex. But if you're just looking for preventative, make sure, in general, I'm going to give you the helicopter view. Digestive system's working well. Bowel movements are good. Elimination is good. You know what I'm saying? Set up the stage where your body is reasonably together. Well hydrated, loads of antioxidants on board. And let me tell you, if you've got to supplement up, do that the weeks leading up to your first appointment. Really give yourself the tools, the buffer, so that when you go into the office, you're not depleted in a bad state. Then you have a procedure done, and then God forbid something bad happens afterwards. There is that risk because you're drilling the mercury fillings that some of it could get into you, right? You get more of an exposure as they drill. So that's why I say it's important to really set your stage, set your body in a healthy state before you go see the dentist. Then there's lots of barriers when you're there. Rinsing with the charcoal that makes your whole mouth and teeth and tongue black as could be, and then you swallow that liquid and it goes down into your digestive pipes, right? And it coats everything inside, so in case mercury gets in, it attracts itself to the charcoal, and boom, it'll get eliminated from your body, and it will stop that mercury from being absorbed into your tissue, into your cells. So a charcoal rinse, the dam, right? All the special room that you should be in, good air circulation. There should be a suction device very close to your mouth. They should be using a high-speed drill with the water to make sure it doesn't get too hot. The dentist should be very careful to get as whole a piece as possible, so he's minimizing the amount of time that he actually puts that drill to your tooth. The list goes on and on. You should have oxygen on your nose area, right? You should be fully covered. The dentist should be fully covered with face guard. The dental hygienist or the assistant, they should be fully covered. all of this is just intelligent, reasonable precautions. And then when you're finished, lots of vitamin C, get your magnesium, make sure your D levels stay up, make sure you're eating good, healthy, organic food, lots of antioxidants after the procedure. Make sure you get good quality rest before and after a procedure, because it could knock you out, especially if you're in that chair 2 hours or more. It can be exhausting. Take good care of yourself. Be reasonable with what you're doing. Stay well hydrated. Keep the urination going, because it's obvious without good elimination how you're going to get rid of these toxins. So all of this stuff is very important, and I would hope that, again, when you hear me tell a story about the FDA the way I did today, how slow it is taking them to react to the volume, not just this one meeting in November. There are so many studies that clearly show that mercury is destructive for the body, and it is just stupid that the dental industry uses it as part of their dental practice. It should be gone. And it's taking them so long to get around to doing anything at all. The reason why I bring this up is to clearly show to you it is not worth it for you to trust some other health agency which really doesn't care about your health at all. You got to start putting more trust in your own intuition and know without a shadow of a doubt that you have great ability to make your health so much better. Surround yourself with the right people. Sign up for good newsletters. Listen to shows like this. Anything it takes. Get good family and friends around on topics. Get the support you need. And be sure to take any action you feel you need to do. Maybe it's not mercury-based silver fillings that have to get removed from your mouth, but maybe it's eating better. Maybe it's about meeting your local farmer for the first time ever and getting a step up on better quality food. Maybe it is about drinking more water that you know you've needed to do, but you haven't done it yet. Maybe it's about cleaning out your bedroom or whatever it might be, or getting that indoor purification, because that indoor air can be toxic. Whatever it might be, you on an intuitive level know exactly what the next step is for you to do, and I would encourage you to just go and do it. All right, that's it. My question of the day today is, do you have mercury fillings in your mouth? A, I'm just curious. Let me know. A is yes. B, never have you had ever in your whole life. C, you had them like me, but you removed them. And D, any other comment you would like to leave about this topic or anything else that you might have thought of as I told you this story today about how slow it has been for the FDA to do anything reasonable when it comes to getting rid of mercury-based silver fillings out of conventional dentistry. It is time, if anyone from the FDA is listening, it is time for you to take decisive action for the good of public health. Anyway, just as a reminder, the Natural Health 365 live show that you're watching right now is going to be every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when we do this show each and every day, all designed to help you have a better functioning immune system, which will automatically protect your health. Thank you very much for being with us today. I appreciate you. And by the way, if you like the show, please share it. You know what to do. Get it out to other people. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care, everybody.